We've made it through week 10 of our 2005 college football season simulation here on NCAA Football 06. So we're going to update you on what is going on. We're going to take a look at the new BCS standings. We're going to look at some of the conference standings as well here in this video. And then we will be jumping right into week 11 today. So we'll have some games up today as we continue these simulations. It's been a pretty exciting season. I think we might get some chaos here down the stretch. We'll see. So let's first look back at kind of what happened last week. Look at some of the scores. I see the new coaches poll, and then we'll go into the BCS rankings. LSU had a bye. They're number 1. Miami with a big win over North Carolina. They move up to number 2. Tennessee defeats South Carolina 33-21. Then you see Virginia, kind of a surprise team, actually had some first place votes. You see no undefeated teams, which is interesting. Texas, they defeated Oklahoma State in a low-scoring game. Michigan, they got the win 35-14 over Northwestern. Oregon had a bye week this week. They're at number 7. Again, this is the coaches poll. We'll show you the BCS rankings in a second. Iowa up to number 8 after a bye week. They didn't play anyone. Number 9 is Georgia. They lose to Florida, so this is a team that was number 2. They drop all the way down to number 9. Colorado up to number 10 after a win over Kansas State. And then at number 11, we've got Florida State dropping all the way from number 1 to number 11. No idea why they dropped that much. We'll see where they are in the BCS standings. But, yeah, they drop a ton here. Florida up to only 2 spots after a big win over Georgia. They do have 3 losses, though, so that's a big factor there. Nebraska only 1 loss. They're only number 13, so that's interesting seeing them ranked there. USC at number 14 with a blowout win over Washington State. Then we've got next, number 15. That's going to be Texas A&M. Texas A&M defeats Iowa State 35-17. Another team just has 1 loss. And these 1-loss teams could jump into that top 2 by the time this is over. This will be interesting to watch. Georgia Tech with a win over Clemson. We saw Alabama, easy win over Utah State. They're number 17. At number 18, it's Boise State. They seem to be the group of 5 team making a push for a BCS bowl. Missouri at number 19 with a win over Kansas. They blow them out 45-7. At number 20, Notre Dame. They had a bye week this week, but this is a 5-2 team, so watch out for the Irish. We'll see how far they can climb. Texas Tech blowout win over Baylor 59-0. They're ranked number 21 now. Moving on to number 22, that's Virginia Tech, win over Boston College. They move up a few spots here. Next up, we got number 23. That's going to be Mississippi State. Win over Kentucky. This is a 7-1 team just now making it into the rankings, so watch out for the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Louisville bye week, they get into the rankings this week. And then Oklahoma, despite being 4-4, they're still ranked at number 25. So that's kind of interesting there to see a 4-4 team ranked at this point. So let's see the BCS standings now. These are the rankings that matter. And we see LSU number 1 here as well. Then we've got Miami. So I think at least the top 4 is going to be the exact same. Miami at number 2. Then we've got Tennessee at number 3. Moving on to Virginia at number 4. Again, this is a surprise team for sure. We got Texas at number 5. And they come in behind Virginia. And then, again, I'm going to be curious to see where Florida State winds up. Number 6 is going to be Michigan. Michigan at number 6. Number 7 is Oregon. All right, so still no Florida State. Number 8 is Georgia. Georgia, 1 spot ahead of their other ranking. Florida's at number 9. Pretty high ranking for a 5-3 team. Again, Florida State, only 1 loss. Where are the Noles ranked? Iowa is at number 10. They're 5-3. Colorado, they're at number 11. Moving on to number 12. Who is that going to be? There is Florida State. Again, 7-1 team. Very interesting to see them ranked this low. Number 13, USC. Also interesting to see them this low. Thought maybe they'd be a little bit higher. You got Nebraska, number 14. And then finally, again, this only goes to number 15. Number 15 team in the BCS standings is Georgia Tech. So Georgia Tech going to close things out here with our top 15 in the BCS. So now we're going to move on to some of the conference standings, just to kind of give you, a quick update on what is going on in each conference. Again, if you're watching the games, they usually show the standings at the beginning of the game, so you can kind of keep up that way as well. We're going to look at the MAC here. First, you see Bowling Green up there at number 1. Central Michigan. Ball State's the team that I'm controlling in this dynasty. Of course, I'm not playing any games. We see them at the bottom. Let's go to the Pac-10 now. Actually, first look at the Mountain West. And I got confused because I couldn't remember who was in what conference back at this time. But let's move on now to the Pac-10. We didn't have, I don't think, divisions there, so you saw Oregon at the top. SEC did have divisions, so Georgia in a close race. They're on top in the SEC East. Let's see what it looks like in the SEC West. There's Mississippi State tied with LSU and Auburn, so going to be a very fun race in the SEC. Let's see the Sun Belt. That's going to have North Texas. Really no contention for a BCS Bowl, but Boise State is, and you see the Broncos right there on top of the WAC. Let's move on to the ACC now. This was, I believe we had divisions at this time. Yeah, for the Florida State on top of the Atlantic Division at 5-1. And then we had the Coastal Division. So Virginia, how about a potential clash between Florida State and Virginia? Maybe a spot in the national championship on the line down the road. We'll see. We go to the Big Ten now. No divisions. We have Michigan on the top, and then Penn State, Minnesota, Ohio State, Michigan State, Illinois. So a lot of teams tied there. The Big 12 did have divisions. Missouri and Nebraska, also Colorado. In a great battle there in the Big 12 North. That's going to be a fun one. In the South, it's Texas A&M on top with a 2-game lead. You feel pretty good about the Aggies making it to the Big 12 championship. There's the Big East, UConn on top. See Syracuse, Louisville, Rutgers, other teams in there. There's Conference USA, Houston on top there. You got Memphis, East Carolina. Actually, we do have divisions in the Conference USA. So Memphis, and then on the other side, Houston. So that'll be interesting, watching that conference to potentially get a team in a BCS Bowl, and then the independents, you see their records as well. So before we get out of here, one last thing, we'll look at the Heisman race just to see how that is shaking up. And let's see, we've got Mike Hart there on the cover, but it's actually Gerald Riggs in first place, running back out of Tennessee. Mike Hart's at number 2, so you got a couple of running backs there at 1 and 2. Then you got Omar Jacobs of Bowling Green. He just continues to hang around here. Very interesting. And then you have Leon Washington, the running back for Florida State. That loss potentially hurt him. And Reggie Bush rounding things out at number 5. So stay with us as we continue to simulate the entire season. More games coming up later today.